Welcome back to the workbench, and we're still working on the Apache Longbow model kit. So we've actually got pretty much a body of the helicopter put together. I guess it would be a fuselage, I suppose. And now we're moving on to step 5, or we've got most of step 5. Actually, I take that back. We're moving on to step 5. I was pointing at step 4. We're moving on to step 5. So let's see not only how we can goof up what step we're on, but let's see how bad we can actually goof up building this step. So what I went ahead and did in between episodes, I pulled the different parts, I clipped them off. So I've actually got them all laid up here. You guys probably can't see them, but I got them in nice piles for each of these steps. And I think we're going to work on them one by one, starting with step I, which it looks like the base of it is this piece here. And then, so most of this is just going to be the green. What do you call this green? The olive drab. It looks like most of this is olive drab. I did paint. Where did I put that? I don't think I clipped the gun off. I went ahead and started painting the gun wherever I put it. The metal, the gunmetal color we're using. So let me go ahead and pop that off of here. That's the one piece we're missing, I think, because pretty much everything else is just olive drab. So I think we just glue it all up and then paint it. We do have some black wheels. So we'll do our black tires. I guess the wheels are olive drab, but the tires are black. So we'll do those. I think we can glue it up and then paint the tires by themselves. But let's see. Let's go ahead and put this gun on first. So we've got this little guy here. It looks like, does it key in here? It does not. So which way? It goes this way, it looks like. Does that fit down in there? What's holding it up? I think we need to clean up this little round piece a little bit. It's got some extra plastic on it from the molding process. Let's see if we can get that down in there. Is that okay? Yeah. And then it does go, make sure we're putting this in the right way. It looks like it's supposed to go this way. It does not want to fit down in there though. Interesting. I guess it just sits up top like so. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to go with. So I think I'm going to use our Tamiya cement here. And I'm just going to put a little cement right around the edge of this. That should hold it in place. Let me double check. Let me double check this one more time. Yeah, I mean, this is how it goes. Okay. I just want to make sure we're putting this in the right direction because it's making it sit crooked in there. I don't like that. I don't like how it's sitting crooked, but that's literally how it fits. And I can't tell if that's how it's supposed to be or if this is a molding issue. I'm just going to put it how it fits, I suppose, which is basically, man, it makes it real. Can y'all see how crooked? So this is leaning way over. I don't know. I don't know if that's how that's supposed to be. If I set the gun in it, how does the gun even sit in there? I don't know. Let's see. It goes. I tell you what, something I've noticed with this model, the pieces and the drawings don't exactly match up. So which way is that? Does it go? I guess it goes like this. No, it's going to have to go like this. Yeah, it's going to have to sit in there like so. I mean, I guess that's going to be okay. I think it's going to be okay. Let me go ahead and pull this back out, though, because we're going to have to paint everything. So I'll set the gun to the side. We'll get everything else put in place, which is next is the landing gear, which I have them separated by side. I was successful in keeping those separated so we didn't get them confused. And let's do a little dry fit. They're going to sit right in there like that. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. So what I think I'll do, I'll just drop glue right in the hole here. Right in both of these holes. Let's see. Just like so. And then it seems to just sit right in. Yeah, we got to make sure this little tab's outways because that's what the tire or the wheel is going to attach to. Well, if went in first, there we go. Just like that. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Make sure I'm in frame for you guys. Oh, and I'm about to run, oh boy, I'm going to run out of memory space on my camera above head here. I'm going to have to clear some of that up. So let's get this done real quick. And then I'll clear up some memory space and then we'll come back together. Let's see, that sits just like that. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry up. While this is drying up, yeah, I've got to clear some memory space on this camera right here, so I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I've got the memory cleared off of this camera above head, so now we have plenty of time to work on this here. And where were we? We were putting on the wheels next. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put these wheels on because I'll be able to paint. Yeah, I think I'll be able to paint the tires with them attached. So let's go ahead and do that assembly also. That way we can just paint this whole thing olive drab, and then we'll just go back and paint the black tires. That's going to be easy enough. Okay, just like that. Those things lean way back. That's interesting. See how far back the landing gear, or maybe it's forward. I don't know, forward or back, whichever way it is. But let's go ahead and get the other wheel and tire on here. Just like so. And then let's see, what else can we go ahead and attach? I know I can go ahead and attach this little bitty guy. This is 38A. It's a tiny little piece. And so I wouldn't lose it. I went ahead and clipped it and I threw it in the old monkey head. This is where I throw all the small parts so I don't lose them. And here it is. It is absolutely tiny. That's actually, can you guys even see it right here on the paper? That is actually a piece that goes on here, and it goes right in this hole facing forward. I guess it's just a little, some kind of little radar or antenna. Probably an antenna is the better word. Probably, oh boy, let me see. Where's my tweezers? This thing's so tiny. All right, let's stick it right here. Looks like it's supposed to face forward. Oh, it just falls all the way in the hole. I don't want that to happen. Let's see if we can. I think it's supposed to stand up in there. Like it's literally just falling all the way through the hole. It's so small. So let me see if I can get it to stand up. If I can get a good grip on it with the tweezers from the top side. There we go. And let's just go to about right. Well, if I can get it to, I can't get it to not fall all the way into the hole. Come on. Come on, we're live on TV. Let's not do this yet. Okay, get in the hole. There we go. Okay, now let's see if it'll stay. What I think I might do, because it's not standing up straight, which is a lot of effort for the world's smallest piece ever, but I want to make sure it's get it as best as we can here. Okay, turn towards me. Towards me. I feel like a photographer here. Turn your face towards me. There you go. I think that's going to be okay. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so that's got that in place. I don't even know. Can you guys even see that little bitty, that little bitty piece? Probably not. The only other thing that actually goes on here, well, one is the gun, which we've already talked about. We've also got this clear piece that's going to be painted, I believe, it's painted eye, which I believe is silver. Yeah, so I need to paint that silver yet and put it on, but we'll have to paint all of this first, and then that'll go in this little hole here, interestingly. Okay, so I think that's good for now for this piece. Let's go ahead and get, and there's only one of these, right? Yeah. This just goes on the bottom. I'm going to set it up here with the gun. And now we've got these missile arrays to put together, which there's two of. In fact, these last three steps we do twice. So we've got two missile arrays, two whatever kind of missile thingies these are, and two of whatever those are. So let's go ahead and see what is it going to take to put these together. Let me clean these up as we go too, so they'll be ready to paint once we have them all assembled together. And I'm just going to use my X-Acto. Come in here and just clean that up. Yep, and clean back here also. There's just basically some of the sprue left on there where it was clipped off. Okay, good. And then that attaches to this guy. Let me clean it up also so we have good painting surface when it comes time. Oh, look at this. This has a big old chunk of plastic on the back here. Can I get that off without removing the part we're not supposed to? There we go. So this is going to attach here. Boy, that doesn't really sit all the way down. I would think it's supposed to sit all the way down on that, and it's not. Because then, where's our other? This guy kind of just sits on top of that like so. And then our missiles attach. Oh, so I probably need to attach our missiles here first. Yeah, okay. I wish that set, can y'all see how there's a gap? Yeah, there you can see it, the gap in between these. I don't think there should be that gap like that. Am I putting this the correct? And that's the way it's showing. All this facing, yeah. It seems like it's not matching. Well, I'm just going to go with it. I guess that maybe that's how it's supposed to be. Let's just put some, let's put a drop of cement in here. And a drop, and that's going to be way too much. And a drop of cement in this one. And we'll just kind of put them together as well as they'll go, I suppose. I wonder if I should see how the other one sits, if it's the same way. Now, I want to try to make sure, and this is these are perpendicular to each other. As best I can. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. You can wiggle that back and forth, so I got to try to get it as best I can. I'm going to go ahead and sit it flat on the table. And let me grab the other, where's the other ones? We got this and this, and let's go ahead and get these cleaned up and see if they'll, how this one fits together, if it's the same way. Hopefully it is, because I already glued the other one. Hopefully they're about the same. If I can get this off of there. Again, a lot of times I just use the edge of the X-Acto knife, kind of use it as a planer, you could say, just to pull that flat, get the extra plastic off. Main thing is just watch your fingers. Okay, now let's see how well this fits. Does it do the same kind of thing? Yeah, it's the same way, so that'll be okay. In fact, it sits even worse, I think, but I think it's all right. So let's clean this up again. Whoops. Okay, I think that's gonna look okay. All right, so let's grab our cement, drop in the hole, and that's way too much. Wonderful. And then let's sit it in place like so. And again, I just want to make sure we're sitting perpendicular to each other. So our missiles will be, I guess, level to the world, or level to the wing, underneath the wing this is going to go on, or the little winglet, whatever you call that little bitty guy, the little bitty wings that this has. All right, so that's like so. And then this, oh, so we want to put, and it shows that everything is olive drab. A lot of times I think of these little missiles as being maybe white or a different color, but everything's olive drab. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue everything up, and then we'll just paint it all olive drab. How do these attach? They don't really, they just sit on there, I guess. Oh, I need to clean. I've got a spot right here that needs taken care of. Smooth that out. I guess those are supposed to be, yeah, it looks like they're supposed to be smooth. Yeah, I think it's okay. And then these are going to just kind of sit on here. How do these, let's see how they, I guess they just sit. How do they sit on here? Like so, I suppose. I guess I'll just go to where they've got little front fins. This is all incorrect terminology, but they have front fins and they have back fins. And I guess I'm going to put the front fins just right off of the ledge here. It doesn't really show us. Maybe if I flip forward in the instructions, I can get a better, a little bit of a better look at it. It kind of looks, I guess that's what they're doing there. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put some glue on both of these, and then we'll get them both glued up just like so. Let's go. Yeah, I don't know exactly how these are supposed to sit on here. It's a little frustrating to not have. Should have glued these one at a time. You know what? I'm going to use the old finger wipe there. Let's go to the old Starbond, and let's get these actually glued up. So I'm going to use some CA glue. This is Starbond CA glue. I might have the lid may be glued on permanently too. No worries. I've got a channel lock sitting right next to me. This might be a little more tool than needed for the job, but I got it done. All right. So now let's see. I'm just going to put a dot. See if I can put a dot of CA. I'm going to do these one at a time. Let's put a dot of CA there. Let's go ahead and try and stick this on. And I'm just doing it this way because it'll be a little bit quicker to glue up, like so. I don't know. I wish I knew exactly how these were supposed to sit on here. It would make me feel a little better. Kind of just splitting. Yeah, I can just split those fins. Kind of holds it in place. Like that, I guess. I guess I should try setting this on and make sure. I mean, yeah, we've got plenty of room, so that's not a problem. Okay, well, that seems to work. So I put the front fins kind of right at the end of that ledge, and to just kind of hold it straight. So we've got the back fins, front fins that are holding it in a, I guess I don't know how to say it, like straight on there. Let's do the same thing with this one. A little bit of CA there. And let's grab. And just let it sit just the same way. I guess what's most important is just to have them lined up together, have them equal or in the same place. That makes sense. Can you please help me out here? Yeah, I think that looks pretty equal. Can you guys see it? What do you think? Hopefully you can see. I think they're at the same level, and those are gluing up pretty nice. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to set it on them like so, like that. Can you guys, you might not even be able to see. I'll move it down here. Set them on like that. And you know what I think I'm going to do? Well, I think we can probably just go ahead and go to the next level. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab my accelerant, just give it a good spritz here. And that should get in there and cure up that CA glue. Is it good to spray your fingers with that stuff? Probably not. But what are you going to do? Okay, now we'll go ahead and look at putting this on. Let me see if there are any. Yeah, it looks okay. It's pretty cleaned up. And I think it's going to sit. I guess we want it to just sit again, kind of on the same plane as the one below, as far as front to back. Yeah. I think what I'll do, I think I'm going to use the CA glue just to make this a little quicker process. And I'm going to put a dot of CA on each one of these little pegs. Did I mention you can get you a discount on this CA glue on Starbond down in the description? If it's something you're interested in and some good CA glue. Yeah, there's a little discount for you guys down in the description if you use the link down there. Helps me out too, of course. Okay, so let's go front to back. Try to keep everything kind of square, I guess, is the main goal here. I think there was still accelerant down on the bottom because it pretty well just straight stuck in place. Luckily, I think we're pretty square up. I think that's okay. I think we're okay. Yeah, it was, the minute I set it down, it was stuck. That's the problem with using accelerant, and that's why a lot of times, I hope I put this on even the right way. I guess so. Can I get that? I wish it was over a little bit. I think it's okay, though. All right, let's see if we can get 2 more missiles on, and then I think we'll move on. I think we're going to do one of each. There's no reason to make you guys watch me do things twice. So I think I'm going to do one of these, one of these, one of these, and then in between episodes, I'll do the second ones. But just to let you know, there are 2 of each of these that need to be put together. Let me go ahead and just do the same thing. It seemed to work okay. I'll put some CA. Now what I want to do, I definitely want to make sure these kind of line up with the missile below. I think is the key to this. Let me come over top of it like this and look. I'm looking from the top side. I think is our best bet. I mean, I think once this gets all painted olive drab, it'll all just kind of meld together a little bit. So you won't, I don't think you'll really see if something's just a little bit off, but I'd like to get it as close as possible, you know, make it look nice and square and uniform and everything. That's a lot of glue. Do I have something? Give me my toothpick. Oh boy, it's running everywhere. Wonderful. All right, perfect. Where'd my last guy go here? Yeah, and again, I'm just trying to look down. Hopefully I'm not in your guys' ways and you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to look down on it, make sure these missiles are basically just lined up with each other. I think that's the ultimate game plan. I think it's also very crooked here. But I'm going to let it dry up, and then I think I can probably pull it straight. I think we're just all the messing with it. We've gone a little crooked. The whole assembly is a little crooked, but that's all right. I'm going to set it to the side, let that dry up. You can already see what the CA glue does. See how it makes that white haze, but it's all right because we're going to be painting all this the same color, and it hasn't been painted yet. Okay, let's let that just dry up as best as it'll go. I think that's going to look, I guess that's right. It looks, I'm just going to be honest with you. It looks, again, I'm going to mention, it looks nothing like that. Like these don't even have the front fins. Like what's in the picture here, don't even have the front fins. This picture doesn't even have them at all. They don't even exist. So I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and move on to this guy here, which should be a little bit more straightforward. So we're going to have one of these, and then we got a thin one of these, which I think I, of course, have mixed up. I have no idea which is which. I think it looks like the thin goes in the back and the thicker one goes in the front. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of dry fit this stuff together here. These can only go one way. We've got a peg and a hole and a peg and a hole, so they can only go together one way, like so. So do these have different size? Yeah, it does look like they have different size keyways or whatever you want to call that on the backs of them. So I think we should be able to figure out which side they go on. This shouldn't be a problem. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drop a little, I'm going to put the lid back on my CA glue before it completely dries up. And then I'm going to just drop a little bit of glue. I can probably just hit the edges here, actually. Let's do that. Hit the edges of these. And then glue these together. And I had mentioned that everything that I keep making on this channel so far, it seems tiny. Like it's just these tiny little pieces. And it's kind of driving me nuts. And I mentioned I'd kind of like to do something larger scale. You know, and I had a good comment on a few videos back, I think, saying that there is 24th scale airplane models and 24th scale, basically the same size scale as the cars you usually do, but it's aircraft, so that would be nice and big. I'm thinking about getting one because I'm just tired of working in this small scale. This guy is 72nd scale, which I think for aircraft really isn't that small, but because it's a small aircraft, it makes it really small, or a lot of the pieces are really small. And I'm like I said, I'm just kind of tired of small scale stuff. I think I'm going to find something that's a little bit on the bigger side. We've got to clean out some of the plastic in here. So which one of these had so this one does go on the back. That's what I was thinking. Okay, so let me just go ahead and I'm just going to drop some glue right in here. And we'll get this back side glued in. And it only goes one way. It's essentially keyed. It's got a peg that's round and then square. I don't know if y'all probably can't really see that, but it's a circle that's had part of it cut off, so it has a square side that kind of keyed. And then is this going to fit in there? There's a lot of plastic. Let me dry fit this. This is feeling like it's going to break on me here in a second. Let's see. It's going to go this way. You know what I need to do? Just let me grab a sanding stick. I'm trying to hold this together so it glues up. Let me sand this flat. It's got a lot of kind of extra plastic and stuff going on here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Like this is not very round. Let me see if I can round that out, get that extra plastic out of there with my X-Acto. I think that's going to work. Let's turn this the correct direction. Yeah, I think the larger scale stuff might translate to YouTube a little better. Like all this tiny stuff is hard for you guys to see. I mean, I try to give you as much play-by-play as I can as I put these together, you know, but you know, it's not what we're here for. We want to be able to see what's going on. All right, but that actually went together very easily. This is much easier. And you know what I think I'm going to do here? I'm going to drop a little glue down in here because this thing is kind of bending around and I feel like it's going to break off. So I'm going to just give it some glue. See if that helps stiffen that up a little bit. Yeah, see how that's moving a lot? I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm afraid it's going to break off. So I'm going to leave that like so. In fact, I'm going to lay it this way so it's pushing it back to where it needs to go. And then lastly is probably the most straightforward here. We've got these guys. Okay, and this would be easy because we've got pegs on this one, holes on this one, so we know what goes where. We'll go ahead and just dry fit it just to make sure that everything fits together. Yeah, this does not, like those don't even go, they don't even make it in. They don't, the pegs don't reach the holes. Look at this. See how I can slide it around? So we'll just have to line it up by hand. That's fine. So let me get some glue on here. And I'm just going to hit the edges again. Like so. And then that should be fine as far as putting this together. Let me try to get it lined up as best I can. Because those the pegs are, you know, the pegs are supposed to go in the holes and then that's what lines you up. But that's not the case for this one. But we can just do it like so. All right, and that's that guy. So we'll end up making another one of those, and another one of these that we have finished, which I do want to try to straighten. There we go. Yeah, I was able to bend this. Hopefully you guys can see this. Bend this piece right here a little straighter so it'll hang straight underneath. It was kind of bent over where we had glued it. I think that's going to be fine. I'll tell you what we should do. Let's I think I'm going to give this let's go ahead and paint this up and see how it's going to look. So let me move these out of the way. And I'm going to grab our paint. Where is my olive drab? Here, no, that's the dried up one, I think. Here it is. All right, let's go ahead, add to the pile of olive drab we've got going here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I've got quite the mound of dried up olive drab paint in here. And then let's paint this up and just kind of see how it's going to look. I think that'll be a good way. A good way to kind of see how we did here. Just give it some paint, which then kind of gives you that, it kind of gives you that final look, and we'll see. Did we get this kind of, is this how we want this to go? Let me just paint this side and we really get a good look. I think it's going to look okay. Can you guys see kind of what's going on there? I hope so. These are, like I said, these missiles are not exactly large. They look like, they remind me, if anybody else, grew up in the 80s playing with G.I. Joes, they look like the missiles that would come on the G.I. Joe vehicles, which I know were not historically accurate. So it kind of surprises me that that's what these look like. It's rather, I think they look very different from the ones in the picture on the box. All right, yeah, but I think it's gonna look kind of cool. It's gonna look good. I think we got them pretty well lined up and square to each other, which was my main concern. And I am able to kind of get in here and get them painted. That was the other concern. But it's so much easier to paint things as a singular piece like this than to paint each one individually, then try to remove paint from them, to glue them together. Just do them as one piece. Anytime that I can do something as a single unit, that's how I'm going to do it, But at least that's how, that's my theory, at least. All right. I'll paint the part I got a hold of here. In fact, I can probably, where's one of my clamps? One of my clips here. I always just kind of clip it and that'll hold it. That's how I should have probably been holding it in the first place. Let me get these spots that I missed back here. right in the back here. Yeah, and then let's see if I move that kind of to the angle like so, I can just set it and it'll hold it. That'll hold it off the surface to dry up. But I'm gonna go ahead and set that to the side, let it dry. I also wanted to go ahead and try to get this painted up. I think we'll do the same thing. I'll just kind of grab it with one of my clamps and we'll paint this back side, or at least start getting it painted. Like so. And again, I'm just brush painting this. It would be a heck of a lot easier to have done this with an airbrush. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however, I'm going to hold this with my hand because it's moving. My airbrush is out in the garage because I'm working on getting the garage. I have a 2.5 car garage that I'm trying to get. It's a detached garage, so when we bought the house, it literally was just 2x4s. And that's it. It had an outlet for the garage door opener, and then one more outlet on the side wall, I guess you would say. And then it was all just 2x4s. There was obviously no insulation, no ceiling, it's just an unfinished garage. And so I've been in the process of trying to turn it into a finished garage. So all the walls are in. The walls are fully insulated. In fact, the walls of the garage are insulated better than the house, to be honest with you. But the walls are fully in. About 100,000 more outlets. I put in, not 100,000 more, but I put in 2 circuits of outlets all the way around. In fact, I put 2 circuits all the way around the garage, and then I put 1 circuit of outlets in the ceiling, so that I could add lighting or anything like that if I wanted to up from the ceiling. I added lights. That's the other thing too, is there was the garage door opener light for the full 2-car part of the garage. And then there was 2 little singular bulbs that were for the half part of the garage. You kind of have I don't know what you would call it, like a living side, a working side of the garage, and then the actually where the cars go. Anyway, so I added lighting into the whole garage. And I've got almost the entire ceiling in. So when I say ceiling, the drywall put in with the ceiling. I'm slowly kind of putting together. Insulation got very expensive. I don't know when that happened, but it got very expensive. So I'm slowly just kind of putting the insulation together for the ceiling and then adding the drywall to the ceiling as we go. The walls are completely in, taped, floated. Not completely floated, all taped. But and insulated. So I actually put in insulation board because it's hardy plank on the outside. So I put in weather barrier, the insulated board, the foam board, and then insulation. So it's actually very well insulated. But I also wanted to soundproof it because I'll be recording. All this is going to move out there, so I'll be recording out there, and I'm going to try to up the audio game a little better. But this is looking pretty good. All right, that's got that guy painted. Let's go ahead. Let me grab this fella here. We'll go ahead and start getting it painted. I actually need more paint down in the tin. We've got a few minutes left, so let's go ahead and see if we can get some of this done and see how it's going to look, actually. Give me some more paint. There we go. Yeah, that's where my airbrush is all out there. I'd already moved my booth, all my airbrush stuff, my compressor, my actual airbrushes are out there. But anyways, and I don't really want to. I was trying to not spray in the house anymore because it really does make a mess in the house. Basically, I'm sitting in a spare bedroom right now that has been my workroom that needs to be turned into a spare bedroom. And that's another reason why I was trying to move everything outside, all this outside, into the garage. But it's kind of slowed down since kind of ran out of money, I guess you could say. And so it's slowed down. So I'm just kind of slowly trying to put in the insulation and whatnot. And then I've got to it's going to take about a 1.5 ton mini split. So I'm going to put a little mini split in out there. Let me hold this one with this clip here. I think we'll hold it. I have literally owned this clip and set of clips since I was probably 8. I've had these forever and used them for exactly this purpose for my entire life. So a good 40 years, which is kind of funny. But yeah, anyways, yeah, so I'm trying to get moved out to the garage there. I think that'll be a big upgrade, not only to the channel, but to home life, because then we'll have a spare bedroom again. Because I have a, it's kind of sad. This is a 5-bedroom home, and we have 2 of the 5 bedrooms are actually used as bedrooms as we speak. One for my daughter, one's the master bedroom downstairs, which is, ours. And then we have, my daughter has her bedroom upstairs. There's 4 bedrooms upstairs, and she has one. And then one of the other, there's 2 bedrooms on each side of the upstairs. The 2 on one side is my daughter's bedroom, and then her playroom. On this side, where I'm sitting right now, is this room, which is been used as my kind of work room. You can see behind me, there's just a bunch of garbage in here. And then the other is my office, where because I work out of the house also, so I use one bedroom as an office. So it'd be nice to actually have a spare bedroom, which we don't have right now because I'm taking it up with my workspace. All right, so that's got this stuff. I wonder if I can get the rest of this. If I just very carefully hold this, can I get the rest of this painted? Just so we can get a look at it. And if it dries up quick enough, maybe we can go ahead and glue it in. I guess we could have. You know what we could have done? That's kind of dumb of me. I could have just gone ahead and assembled all this together in the helicopter, as part of the helicopter. That would have made sense. But I think I went on a tangent there, but my whole point was I am trying to use the brush painting. I'm trying my best for there not, to not give too many brush marks. Now you can't avoid it. But it being this color is a flat, it's a flat color, so it's flat drab, olive drab, which obviously hides brush marks better. If this was like, a gloss color, you'd see every brush mark and everything in it. But yeah, it's doing a pretty good job of hiding the brush marks, I think, well enough. And it's also a military helicopter, so they're not, they get used and they take abuse. So sometimes they're not, their paint jobs aren't the best. I mean, I would assume. I've never flown a military helicopter, just to be honest. It's not ever been something I've done. Would be fun, but I haven't done it. So I don't know exactly, but I'm assuming they take some wear and tear, you would think. I'm just very carefully, lightly holding these. This paint dries very quick, so I think we're going to actually be able to get these all painted up, the ones we've got done at least. And maybe we can quickly, we've got a few minutes left, maybe we can quickly put one, start adding it to the body, the fuselage. Still don't know if it's actually called a fuselage or not. I don't know the terminology for helicopters, just to be honest. Let me just paint the underside of this. I guess this is some kind of little jet or something. Oh, I don't know what this is. To be honest with you, I think they're little jets. That's what's kind of been fun about this build, and also frustrating at the same time, is I literally don't know what any of the pieces are. Usually when I build a plane or a car or something, I've kind of learned what all the pieces are. I've never done a helicopter before, so it's all kind of new. But I wish the instructions kind of told you. I wish it let you know what these pieces are. A lot of times they do. Different kits will have the pieces not only labeled with the number, but kind of what it is. Like the car we just built, it was, it would be part, 46 carburetor, whatever, which is nice. So I think actually, we don't actually put these together. I'm gonna have to flip the page, it looks like. We don't put all this stuff on until the next page. So I'm gonna move all this stuff out of the way. Let's go ahead and flip the page. Here we go. And this is where everything goes, I suppose. I thought we could try to get the landing gear installed first. So there's another little piece that goes on here. I wish I'd known that. Can you guys see there's actually a 25B that's going to go on. That's okay. We can put that on by itself. It goes this way. I'm assuming it just kind of sits in here. This piece is still a little wet. I don't want to the paint's definitely still wet. You can see the difference in sheen between this and this. That's because the paint's wet. Well, we can just take a look at where it's going to sit. So that's going to sit right there like so. And those wheels do kind of lean. They lean. Are they falling? I think it's just this moving. Okay. They really do lean way back. I didn't realize that. That's kind of interesting. So you have, you know, the two, I guess a helicopter's technically, or at least this helicopter's technically a tail dragger. It's got, you know, one little guy back here and then two landing gear. I'm trying to point in that camera. Two landing gear that really lean back. That's kind of interesting. I mean, that's how they go in there. And then let's see. These guys are going to go. They go on the inside here, like that. I'm not going to glue them in again because they're still kind of wet. I don't want to. But they're going to sit here. If you can see, they're going to sit like so. And that kind of sticks way out there, doesn't it? Okay, I guess that's how it works. This, which are, I think are just smaller like Stinger missiles or something. I don't know, maybe those are actually Stingers. That sits out here, like so. And then, does this go, where does this go? This apparently goes nowhere. Where does this go? Or do we have options? Could we put, what does it show on here? Because see, they show, I don't know what the heck. Oh, they don't show anything actually attached. They just have, I don't know. Where does this go? Can somebody please tell me where? We didn't put it on. No. Okay. It's L. Do we see L anywhere? Okay. Before we go, guys, we're going to try to figure out where L goes. H-I-J-K. Then we're going to make M, and here's N. Does L go on later down the road? Oh, it does. Okay, here we go. So it does just kind of go on the end. I don't know why we can't go ahead and do that at the same time we do this. That goes on the end of these little, what I'm calling a winglet. And these actually, are these some kind of guns too, I guess? I guess so, yeah. And they just, boy, we got to just kind of attach them on the end like so. Okay. And I think we'll put all of these on there just so we have a fully weaponized helicopter. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do, let me get this out before it gets stuck in there because the paint's wet. I'm going to let those dry up, let the paint dry, that is. And then in between episodes, I'll do two things. I'll go ahead and build out the second ones of these, get everything painted up. There's not anything exciting to paint here. It's basically just the wheels, and then I got to paint that little piece that's silver that goes there. We can go ahead and attach the gun, the little nose gun or whatever you call it, belly gun, whatever it is on a helicopter. I'm sure it's like a 50 cal or something, probably. I'll get all that taken care of, and then so tomorrow we can start. Well, we got to build this guy, which I think this is actually the radar, right? And the thing on the top, I don't know what this is up front. I should look these things up. Why have I lost? Oh, I've lost my face cam. So sorry, there's no face cam. Let's just get finished up right now. I'll finish this up tomorrow. And then we'll get working on this tomorrow. And I think the props, the propellers, and that's actually going to have us real close. And it's just a matter of kind of final assembly here. And that'll have us finished. And I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of ready to be done with this one. Not the greatest model in the world, I must say, for the old Italeri. But I'm kind of ready to move on to something just bigger, quite honestly. It's been fun. It's been interesting, but we'll try to get this finished up. Probably won't finish it up tomorrow, but I think the day after tomorrow, we'll have this finished up. So join me then. Hit that like button if you would. I'm still looking straight into the... I should talk with my hands more right now. Hit that like button down below. Leave me a comment down there. Subscribe. Do all those things. You know what to do here on YouTube, and I will see you guys tomorrow.